The COVID-19 pandemic has forced a lot of us to make changes in our lives.
I think pretty much everyone has, but as Ben Winslow explains, there's one place where the state says it's been for the better.
One of the silver linings of the pandemic has been in a juvenile detention facility where access to technology has improved therapy and visitation.
Heavy moments, like decisions having to be made. One of those was saying we're not going to be able to have visitors in the heart of the pandemic. So that was tough.
When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, Utah's juvenile justice system had to pivot. So they started using technology.
We haven't thought about using them in these settings, but it's as simple as FaceTime.
There are about 150 youth incarcerated in detention facilities across the state. To visit them, people often have to drive long distances. What the state has now found is using technology has led to increased visitation with family and therapists and more positive outcomes for incarcerated youth.
The virtual visits, absolutely here to stay. Zero question in my mind. That's something we will keep in place because there's some families and there's some youth who've had more interaction with their family members during COVID than they did before.
We would not have been able to see him at all. We can Zoom with him 3 times a week.
Jan lives in St. George, but she's able to see her 18-year-old grandson who's in a detention facility at least 3 times a week.
I'm about 40 minutes away and his mother's in California.
She says it's been helpful for everyone to participate in therapy and keep in touch.
Gives me the opportunity to see him and feel how he is and the reassurance that he is being taken care of well and that he's making progress.
The state got $1 million grant to expand internet access in juvenile facilities. They also bought more tablets and interactive devices. Staffers monitor the children's use of them, and the state is actively tracking data to see if it is, in fact, leading to positive outcomes.
We have no trend that's showing any of those kind of more problematic behaviors that frankly, I thought we were going to experience because we're like, we're going to have these kids more and more cut off from their community.
Another interesting aspect to this, Utah's juvenile justice system has been able to hire more therapists to work with youth. They're in rural Utah and able to telework.